Elden Campbell passed away yesterday. Surprisingly, at age 57, a very nice guy. He was on the Showtime Laker teams with James Worthy and Magic and Byron Scott.
Always
and
watched
Michael.
Elden Campbell growing up.
Yeah, and
Morningside High, right? Inglewood?
Yep. Yeah, Byron knew him from the time he was a kid because they both came out of Inglewood. And it was a huge surprise. I was talking to Michael and I texted him with Worthy last night, and they're all shocked. They had no idea. The cause of death wasn't released, but nobody saw it coming. Nobody knew he was sick. He was only 57. And so I want to extend our thoughts to his family and all of his friends. Elden Campbell gone way too soon at 57. I mean, he's younger than I am. And was a big part of those really fun 90s Lakers teams that had Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel and
Cedric Ceballos, right?
Right. And, that all kind of came along. Played the first 8 years of his career with the Lakers.
Anthony
he went to Clemson.
Peeler. Sorry, I'm just randomly.
No. I'm glad you are. So he will be missed. Sorry to see that Elden Campbell is
Easy-E.
Yeah, is
he was
gone.
really good. I remember him having a really good post game.
I think people would tell you they thought he would have a bigger career, like maybe have an all-star career. He was very serviceable, good player, but even better, Ramona, just a good dude, just a really nice guy, and very sorry to see him pass.
It was announced yesterday, or news broken, however you want to put it, that Elden Campbell, who played several years with the Lakers, passed away at age 57. To the best of my knowledge, a cause of death has not been.
I have not. I'm looking through many. What is the word?
News reports or eulogies?
Yeah, eulogies or whatever. Yes, that I couldn't find anything.
I have not seen anything either. I saw statements from Byron Scott and Cedric Ceballos, both clearly very, very broken up by this, saddened. Elden Campbell, beyond being a Laker for several years, he's an L.A. guy. He went to Morningside High.
I didn't know he went to Morningside High.
Yeah,
I just saw it right now.
Same school as Byron Scott. They were there at different times because Byron, played a generation with Showtime before Elden Campbell entered the league. And I also learned, I did not realize this, that Cedric Ceballos went to Morningside High with Elden Campbell. Like, I did not realize that. I think they were high school teammates. Cedric Ceballos said in particular, this was really hard for him. And, that period of the Lakers, the early 90s, immediately post-Magic, that's actually the time where I first gravitated towards the franchise and became a huge fan IRL. Like, it was during a very uncertain period for the Lakers, that period with Elden Campbell and Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel, Anthony Peeler. It was post-Magic's sudden retirement, and I think the franchise not exactly sure, understandably, where they were going. And I remember at the time there being some frustration from the fans, and a lot of it directed towards Elden Campbell, who Byron even said, like, he was not driven to be the best he could be. He was good, but not driven to be the best he could be. But I think especially once those teams eventually started involving Shaq and Kobe and morphed into championship teams, I think fans now can look back on that group as what they were, which was not championship material, but they were really fun to watch. They were a fun group.
It's like one of those teams that, on a league pass that you have to watch.
Yeah.
Back in the day. If you had a league pass or whatever, yeah.
Pre-league pass.
Pre-league pass, yes. One of those fun young teams or whatever that went up and down.
The other thing I had forgotten, and when I saw people tweeting about Elden and saying forever champion, I had forgotten that he was a part of that 2004 Pistons team that beat the Lakers in the finals. Like, he was a deep reserve. He didn't play a lot, and I think that's in part why I'd forgotten. It was, I want to say, his last or second to last year in the league, something like that.
Second to last year in the league.
I did not realize that he was a part of that group.
My God, I'm looking at his stats for that year in Detroit. 65 games played, 27 games started.
I
can't remember that. I can't remember.
I honestly do not remember Elden Campbell being on that team at all.
No, I just remember Rasheed Wallace coming in midseason.
But I do remember him when he was with the Lakers. He is one of those guys that I will always associate with becoming a Laker fan. Like, those teams are and the Lakers weren't even necessarily that good then.
And I hate to say this, but he's probably the reason why Michael Thompson was not on the Lakers after 1991. I hate to say that because he came in and Michael Thompson was sort of on the way out, and Elden played a lot in those NBA finals, that 91 finals, and Michael didn't play, and then all of a sudden Elden was in and Michael was out.
And remember, there was a few years where the Lakers were trying to pair up Shaq and Elden.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
It never quite worked in terms of how far they wanted to go, and then he and
Elden had a jumper, man.
He did? Oh, look, man, when Elden was on.
Line jumper, man.
When Elden was on, he was a really good player. He and Eddie Jones, who I still hear from Laker fans pissed
that they traded him.
That they traded Eddie Jones.
I'm sorry, guys.
He was insanely.
Didn't he go into Glenn Rice deal?
Yeah.
Of course.
It was Elden Campbell and Glenn Rice were. Elden Campbell and Eddie Jones, and I want to say B.J. Armstrong.
Yes, B.J. Armstrong, you're right.
They were part of that deal. Glenn Rice comes over. J.R. Reed also came over with
That's
Glenn
right.
Rice.
That's right.
And Glenn Rice was part of the first of the three-peat titles.
I mean, he was a secret weapon because of his shot.
Except he and Phil did not get along, and then Phil Jackson and Glenn Rice's wife did not get along.
I've heard that rumor, and I've heard those
It's
stories.
not a rumor. It was confirmed by Glenn Rice's wife. They did not get along.
Okay.
But, again, rest in peace to Eldon Campbell. I know it was a sad, pretty shocking announcement.
You're not a real Laker fan unless you know who Elden Campbell is.
Are you gonna do that now?
I am.
You're gonna become that old man yelling at a cloud?
Yes, I am. Just like Michael Jordan did.
DeAndre, do you know nothing about Eldon Campbell?
I know a little bit about Elden Campbell. Not enough to
know nothing.
Not enough to speak on him to your guys' level, if I'm being honest.
You know what, man? Look up some clips of his. I'm curious to.
He had a great post game, man. A great post game.
I'm curious to see because he was like a post player back in the day when it was more traditional, and I know you appreciate that, DeAndre.
Oh, for sure.
Look up some Eldon. We'll talk about it next week. I'm curious what you think about it.